So of today's class, today we are going to go over all the assignments which we have done as part of the UML, and we are going to read through each and every individual's work and make corrections, make amendments, raise questions, issues, whatever we have as part of these details discussion. And on the other hand, we are going to discuss about some additional topic, but once we are done with the homework side of it, then we'll jump on to the new topic, okay? So Geeta is the first who is going to talk about the use case diagram, and then continuation of that, she is going to discuss the other UML diagrams which we have covered so far as part of the class. So Geeta, the floor is yours. Move on.
Yeah, okay. Here I'm going to present the use case for the bank customer, and here when the customer enters into the bank, he can either open an account or deposit money or withdraw money or check balance or transfer money or close account. These are the various actions a customer can do in the bank. And this is the use case. And the second one is the activity diagram. It is when the customer is using the ATM machine, and let me just this is the starting point where the customer inserts the ATM card and he enters the PIN, and here I'm a little bit sorry, this arrow should not be here, the arrow should be pointing downwards. And when the PIN is entered, there is a checkpoint where the decision is making, and whether the PIN is valid or invalid PIN. So if the invalid PIN is entered, the system will ask, please, it is a wrong PIN, enter the PIN again. If it is a valid PIN, it will ask the amount to be withdrawn or deposited, but I have taken the case enter amount to be withdrawn. And when the system asks for says it is an invalid PIN, the customer either can enter the correct PIN and again continue the transaction. If not, the customer can terminate the transaction. And when the valid PIN is entered and the amount to be withdrawn is entered, the sufficient balance check is made, the decision is made. If the sufficient amount is available, then the amount withdrawn, or if sufficient amount is not available, terminate the transaction, and there it is stopped. And when withdraw amount, the cash is dispensed, and then again the customer is given a chance to make the decision to do whether another transaction or just go ahead with the completion of the transaction. If you want to do the transaction again, he'll go back and again enter the amount. If not, print receipt and go ahead and terminate the transaction, and that is the end of the transaction.
Great. So is anyone have any question on that? Good job, Geeta. That was really, the outcome of the ATM transaction came out to be very good, and that exactly how the activity diagram will come out to elaborate on each and every step which needs to be performed for completion of this ATM transaction. So anyone have any question for her? Great. So if you guys do not have any question, let's move on. So is there any other diagram you need to showcase?
Yeah, I have another one.
Go on.
It's the sequence diagram. I'm not sure whether I'm right or not, but please help me. There is a customer and the ATM machine and the database, and the customer inserts the ATM card and enters the PIN, and the ATM sends the verification for the data to database to verify the PIN, and the database confirms whether it is an invalid PIN or a valid PIN. And then if the customer wants to end the transaction, eject the card, or the ATM will ask us to enter the amount to withdrawn, and the customer in turn enters the amount, and then ATM sends the message to the database to check the funds availability, and then database confirms whether sufficient funds or insufficient funds. Depending on that, it dispenses the cash and they close the transaction. Is it okay, or I'm kind of
the outcome is good. Now there is one question which I have. Now you have it like, is that the card, okay, which is coming out from ATM to your customer, right?
Yeah.
So at what basis the card is getting ejected? Is there, so let's say that there is an invalid PIN. Okay. So ATM is verifying the PIN and the response back is that PIN is invalid. So that cycle completes, right?
Yeah.
From enter PIN to invalid PIN, the cycle completes. The request and the response. Now, at what given point of time the card gets ejected? Is it an automated response?
There are some ATMs, like, just want to just cancel the transaction, then the card will be ejected.
So isn't it here, it should be where you have like an invalid PIN, okay? That invalid PIN is a response from the database to the ATM machine, right?
Yeah.
So that invalid PIN life ends where you have this ATM. Okay, and then if you want to have that as a continuation, then you can have ATM responses eject the card.
Okay.
Right, because that eject the card, there is an activator, but I don't see what is the activator, what exactly is the activity which activates that.
Okay, I got it. So the invalid PIN is from database to ATM, and then ATM to customer is ejecting the card.
Absolutely right.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you get that? That's the more question I have. You get that how?
Yeah, I got.
Great.
Yeah. And
so guys, any other question for Geeta? Okay, so if you guys have no question, then Geeta, is that it, or do you have something more?
Actually, I'm working on state diagram. I did not get time because I was a little bit busy with office work. I'm still going.
Okay,
sorry.
No issues. No issues.
Sorry.
So just showcase whatever you have if you feel comfortable. If not, we jump on to the other. Okay, hold on. Just quickly.
Yeah, I have just made the basic diagram of transfer the funds online, where the customer will go and initially select the option. This is the initial stage where the system is idle, and then the customer asks to send or transfer request helper, and then if it is abnormal exit, there are no funds are not available, and it is a failure. And the other flow will be what is the way do you want to send? Is it express transfer or a normal 2-3 days transfer if you are sending it overseas or something? And then you get a order confirmation that your transaction is taking place. You'll get a confirmation email, and then once the funds are transferred, again it will get the confirmation email, and then the final state, it is completed, the transaction.
Okay, great. Yeah, so once you complete that, just share all those work.
Yeah. Sure.
The rest looks good, so big hats for you.
Thank you.
Really good job. Well done, Geeta.
Thank you.
Okay, there is a question, from Jay. I'm going to unmute him and let him raise the question.
Yeah, sure.
Go on, Jay.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, so I guess my question is a little bit more general. First of all, good work on the different diagram. It looked really, really good. But I guess the question I'll ask is you or the teacher, at what point is a sequence diagram used after you use a use case and you have to use a use case, an activity diagram. When do you use a sequence diagram? At what point in the process?
See, it all comes down to, let's assume, okay, and this is exactly what I was trying to explain as part of the class also. Assume we are designing a process where we are running through some processes, okay, so let's assume there are 5 processes. Process A, process B, process C, and process D. Now there is a timing which is involved for each of the processes. Let's assume that, okay, if we are, I'll give you an example for the processing, okay. Now claim process, all the claims, I'm just going to mute, okay, I hear a lot of echo. Now let's assume all the claims which are submitted today needs to be loaded and be ready for the processing by tomorrow morning. So that's the process. So the loading of the claim is a process A, and that process can have multiple steps before it gets loaded to the system. So the timing is very important. So let's assume you have a use case diagram where one action is by the system just load claim. That is your use case. On the other hand, when you have to break down that use case, how you are going to say that, okay, which process lasts for how long? How can you elaborate that? Geeta, can you just flip back to the activity diagram or sequence diagram, sorry. Now just assume from the, let's assume you are working for Bank of America, okay? Think from Bank of America perspective. In this particular transaction now, you have to identify which process taking how long, okay? So you can put together the time which is the lifetime of the activity. So the customer inserts the ATM card and then enters PIN get validated, and then the response comes back as an invalid PIN, and then the card gets ejected. What if you have to identify the overall time which this process is taking, how you are going to calculate that? Each process is taking its own time, right? So from customer to ATM, there is some few seconds of the timeline. So the lifetime of that transaction will be that much. Then from ATM to the database connection, that there is a lifetime. There is a time which will be used depending upon how many users are trying to connect at the same time. Let's say 1 billion users trying to connect at the same time. Then what happens? The time which server is taking to respond back is going to differ. Those are the places where it's very important to understand what is the lifetime of the activity. Is it clear there?
Yeah, it seems like whatever the need is, unless it's process-oriented environment, whatever the need is, the BA has the flexibility to choose, okay, you know, use cases to keep it high level. Let me go into activity diagram to make it a little more specific. Okay, my stakeholders are still confused. Let me use a sequence to really elaborate it and go more in a low level of all the activities that have a life cycle. Is that correct?
Exactly, this is what it is. So
okay,
maybe
perfect.
everyone is on agreement just by the use case, but then there is one person who needs a little extra attention. Understand that, okay? So then you have to go one level next to it, draw activity diagram or sequence diagram depending upon the need of the stakeholders. If the company is not process driven, then you are your own. You can decide how you can elaborate better for the stakeholders.
Got it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, great. Who is taking next? Lavanya, I know you did it. So thanks, Geeta. I'm going to make Lavanya a presenter. Okay, sorry. Yeah, there is a question from Surya. Hold on, Geeta. Hold on, let me just try to unmute him. For some reason, it's not allowing me to unmute him. You, Surya, hold on, I'm just trying.
I'm fine.
Okay, great. Thanks, Surya. Okay, so let's see what Lavanya has to share, and let's hear her out. Go on, Lavanya.
Hi everyone. The first thing we're going to see is a use case diagram to represent the various options available to a customer when he goes to an ATM. So the first thing is the various options available are check balance, deposit funds, withdraw cash, and check deposit. And this is the use case diagram for ATM.
Anyone have any question for Lavanya from the use case perspective? Okay, move on, Lavanya.
Okay. Next is next we're going to see the activity diagram. Okay, I'm trying to put this. Okay. Okay, this is the activity diagram for, again, like withdrawing money from the ATM. So this is the start point, and the customer inserts the card and enters the PIN, and the bank authorizes it, and there's a condition if it's a valid PIN or an invalid PIN. If it is a valid PIN, then the customer enters the amount, and if it is invalid, it goes to the show balance screen. So he enters the amount and check account balance.
Can you go again? Can you go again from that? If the bank authorizes from there.
Okay. If the bank authorized, now it's checking like whether if it's a valid PIN or an invalid PIN. So if it is a valid PIN, then the customer can enter the amount.
Okay.
Then you can check the account balance, and then there is a condition. So now the condition is if the balance is
Lavanya.
Yeah.
Okay. Think about it from the processing perspective. Which process is going to be longer?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
I think the first should be the check account balance, and then is the enter amount.
No, that's okay. Well, I'm not talking in that side. I'm talking, you have a decision box, right? You are validating a PIN. Now, just from logical perspective, which part of the flow will be longer? The yes side of the part or the no side of the part?
No, the yes will be longer.
Yes will be longer. Then first close the no side of the part so that you are done with one side of it. Okay, so always try to go with the shorter arrow or the activity which have the shorter lifetime. Okay, so in this, if the bank authorizes to go from the no side, so that ends.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go from the no side.
Okay, so if the customer enters the invalid PIN, and then it shows to the show balance screen, and then it ejects the card.
Okay.
So it should be ejecting the card, I guess.
It should be ejecting the card, right? Or it should be just displaying the error or re-enter the PIN, something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so depending upon what kind of a diagram you are drawing, you should modify that, because once the PIN is invalid, it won't display the screen, right?
Yes.
You don't see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, so just correct that, just a minor correction.
Now the next condition is checking for if the balance is greater than or equal to amount, or it is lesser than amount. So if the balance is lesser than amount, then it goes to eject the card. It shows the balance and then it ejects the card.
So it will say something like insufficient fund, right?
Yeah, I didn't include the error messages.
Yeah, so insufficient fund, and then see every transaction it's not going to eject the card.
Okay.
no matter which bank it is. If it is insufficient fund, it will prompt you stating that, okay, you have an insufficient fund, please re-enter the amount or cancel. Okay, so those type of error messages come, so you need to design accordingly. Okay?
Okay. So if the balance is greater than or equal to amount, so there is going to be two parallel activity at the same time. One is the amount is going to be debited, the customer's account is going to be debited. On the other side, the customer can take money from the slot. And once this is done, once the money is taken from the slot, again it shows the show balance screen and then it ends. You just take the card.
Okay, great. Yep. So anyone have any question for Lavanya? Any questions?
Can I go to the next one?
Yeah, please go on to the next one.
Okay, the next one is a sequence diagram. Now again, I did this for the ATM too. Okay. Now the customer is inserting the card in the ATM machine, and then the ATM machine will request for PIN to the customer, and the customer enters the PIN, and now the parallel activity is the ATM sends to the bank database whether to verify the password. On verifying the valid password, the system will process, and if it is an invalid password, actually it has to show some error message, so I don't know what to do with this one for the invalid password. For the valid password, it sends back to the customer like system processing, and it also displays the options, the various options that the customer can do with the ATM. So then the customer displays the withdraw amount, and at the same time that his account is debited, and then the ATM machine dispenses the amount to the customer. Yeah, that's it with the sequence diagram.
Hold on. Okay, so enter PIN, ATM card, then it requests for the PIN, good. Then you enter the PIN, gets validated by the bank, then the response is valid password, system processing it, system displays the option. Tell me something.
Yeah.
Do you have to showcase that the ATM system processing, right? The system processing, you can replace it by the PIN validated system option displayed, right?
Okay.
Okay, so just replace that one.
Okay.
So the cycle completes.
Okay.
The next one is withdraw amount debited, dispense amount. So when you are withdrawing amount, then you have to check for the insufficient fund or the fund availability, right?
That's what, yeah, I couldn't do if it is an invalid password. I don't know how to do that. And for this one, I don't know, like. What
yeah, so that withdrawal amount is the request, okay? Withdrawal amount, when you click on withdrawal amount, then the response which comes back from the ATM itself, okay? So what you have is account debited, just don't keep that. Before that, what we'll have? Withdrawal amount, that request, that's the option which you have taken to the ATM. So that's the request to the ATM.
Okay.
The response will be enter amount, right? That's what you get.
Yes.
Then you enter the amount, that is as from customer to the ATM.
Yes.
Then amount debited.
Yes.
From the bank.
Yeah.
And what response comes back from ATM to the customer? ATM to the customer is dispense amount.
Yes, yes.
Then again it checks for do you want to do any other transaction, something like that, and that's how it ends.
Okay, okay.
Clear?
Yes, got it.
Great. Guys, any other question for Lavanya from the sequence diagram perspective? Any question? Okay, good job. Let's move on, Lavanya.
Okay, the other one is the state chart diagram. Now the state chart diagram, I really don't know how to do in the state. It's just so confusing. So I just picked the activity diagram and I just copied the way it is that you gave in the slides the other day. So I didn't do this chart in the state chart diagram. I did this in the activity chart.
Okay, go on. I'll help you.
Okay. First, the customer enters the card, so the ATM is reading the card, and the card is read successfully. Can you able to see the screen, or can I zoom in?
Okay, so tell me, reading the card is a state or reading the card is a process?
Reading the card is a process.
It's a process, right? So that cannot be a
process. The initiating process.
Yes, so it cannot be a state, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Till the time this process is happening, your system is idle, right? There is no state. So that's an idle state.
Okay, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So always try to distinguish between the process and the state, whether it is a process or whether it is a state. It will be a state when there is some time, there is some lag while that state will be there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Wherever it's just something which is happening, okay, some process is running or something happening, that's a process.
Okay.
That's not a state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so think about it. Just take the mailing application which we have used. Okay, when you are sending something, so the process is we go to the UPS and we give the package, give the merchandise to the UPS person, and we sign off, fill out all these things. This is a process. On the other hand, the state is the shipment submitted. That is the state, right?
Yeah.
The moment the shipment starts, so they do some internal work, which is kind of a process, okay, to log it in the system, to make it ready in the carrier for the next delivery or the next location, something like that. They do, but all that is a process. Okay. By the time it gets into the van and reaches to the another location, that is a process. By the time it reaches the another location, that is a state, that the parcel arrived at XYZ location.
Okay.
So that's where you need to distinguish between the location, the process and the state. What is the current state? Okay, let's assume. What is the current state of your training?
The current state?
Of your training, the training program which you are taking. It is in progress, right?
Yes.
There is no final state to it.
Yes.
On the other hand, you are doing, creating all these documents because of the homework. I am giving you the case study. I am setting the link for the WebEx and all these things. All these things are a process.
Yes.
Okay. So always try to distinguish the easiest way, whether it is a process or whether it is a state. If we have to, process will be there, but what you have to emphasize on is the state in the state diagram.
Okay. Okay.
So what the entire process will go through different states. Those states we need to showcase as part of the state chart diagram.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's what it is.
So I think this diagram doesn't make sense to the state chart diagram.
Okay, so but my overall attention towards you is that you got the concept how you need to redo this, right?
Yes, yes, I got it. And one more thing, the state chart diagram is only for for the shipping and all the stuff, or once the product is added to the shopping cart and all this stuff, so we cannot do it in for the ATM, right?
For the ATM, you can have different state from the, I will tell you, okay, let's see. The process is reading the card, you insert the card, system is reading the card, okay. What is the state? The final state is your withdrawal completed, that is one state, right? Let's assume you are doing 4 or 5 transactions. So number 1 is amount withdrawal completed, that is one state. Okay. Ejecting the card, that is the another state. Okay. Invalid PIN and the transaction cancelled, that is the another state. Oh. In the meanwhile, the transaction is happening, that is the idle state, because you are not doing anything.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you can have it. So you can have multiple states depending upon multiple type of transactions you are doing it.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
got it.
That's how it is.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, any other question? Lavanya, you are good?
Yeah, that's it. Good.
Okay, guys, you guys have any other question for Lavanya? Okay, so if you do not have any question, I just want to understand who is next, who is taking up. Okay, let's see who is next. Jay is next. Jay is always ready with the work. By the way, your son is very cute. Lavana. Okay, Jay, I made you a presenter, and I'm going to unmute you. So please go on and just start. Make sure that background is little clear and there is.
Yeah, it's clear. I'm in the bedroom. Doors closed. No noise. Let me know when you're ready.
Go on, Jay.
All right, good evening, everyone. I did two diagrams. The first one is a use case. I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit and do somebody who wants to go to a gym. So both my diagrams are two different processes or events. So this one is a customer who is looking at enrolling to a gym. That's the first thing, first option he has. The second option is that he can, you know, when he enrolls in a gym, he can add extras like classes, personal training, vitamins, etc. I'm not sure if this would be, this is an option, but I'm not sure if this would be the process right here. I don't know if that's correct or not. Shishmia?
Okay, go on. I'm just going through. First explain it, then I'll add to it.
Okay. The third option is replenishing his membership, meaning he already has a membership. He just wants to add another. The end of his membership for the first year is over, so he wants to have the second year membership. So he's replenishing his membership. And the final one is because he's moving and for whatever reason he's relocating, he's canceling his membership. So these are the four options that he has for the use case.
So now tell me something. When you break down each of the, so what are the two factors which you consider as part of the part of the use case diagram? What are the two factors?
The first thing is, the first factor is that there's a customer that's interacting with the system. So
Sure.
The two factors, so the customer and then the activity or system.
Customer or the action?
An action, sorry.
Yes. So there is a double A. Now, customer perspective we are. Now tell me something. Add extras. Part of a process or is it altogether separate action?
I think it's probably a separate action once you enroll in membership.
Okay, now let me ask this. That means it's an inherited process, right?
Inherited meaning that it'll be the second part of the process?
Yes. Inherited meaning that no one can have the extras unless you enroll for the gym.
Yes, that's correct. So it's inherited, that's correct.
So then your pointer will come to add extras to gym. It won't come from the customer.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's the minor correction.
It'd be like, yeah.
Right.
That.
Move the arrow from enroll to gym to add extras.
Say it again.
Replenish membership. Okay? This is kind of a continuation of your existing membership.
Yeah.
So this is an action. And cancel membership, it is an action. So all these things comes out to be good. This is good. Move on.
Got it. All right. Next one is activity diagram, and this activity diagram I want to do about car wash. So I didn't want to elaborate on the first one. I kind of wanted to, you know, I'm a risk taker, so I want to risk and do something out of my head. So this is a car wash, and here's a start. From the start, you go to the car wash entrance. From the car wash entrance, you choose the car wash type at the car wash machine, and then from there, a decision needs to be made. Either you're going to, what I probably should have done is I put down not enough money in the beginning, meaning the person didn't know how much a car wash was, so they would go back to the beginning. But I probably should have done another one that basically said enough money and go. So that probably would be here. That would have been here. Sorry. I think that would.
Does it go back to the start or does it end?
It would go back to, it would end. Yeah, you're right.
Right? It should end because then you are not getting into the loop. You are not redoing that process.
So it would end right here.
Yes. And on the other hand side, the way you have, see, the decision box always is two directional. Okay, so either you add a arrow and then point it to this three side arrow. There will be additional arrow which you have to make to make sure that that arrow is pointing to all these three. And then say yes or no, something like that, or the whatever is the condition. Usually the decision box is always yes or no, but you can say whether which side of the explanation you are trying to give. That okay, if this is yes, if then decision. Click on inside the decision box and write what exactly you are doing, what decision is getting taken over there, and that.
Okay, now I can put down no.
Got it?
Yeah, there it goes. This will be yes. Looks kind of sloppy, but it's my first one. All right, and then you choose.
And it to the right side further. That's okay. You can elaborate it, or you can just select all these things and then you can move it to the right. You can do it in one shot. You know, you can just select all the boxes together.
Are you saying by pressing Control?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And
All
then
the arrows also. So it will all will move at the same time.
Yeah. And what else did you want me to do?
I wanted you to move the arrows also at the same time.
Oh, these? Okay. Oh, it's getting messy.
No, press Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Press Control Z one time.
Control Z.
Do it again.
Control.
Do the Control Z. I just want you to undo what you did. Now also select the arrows which are pointing to silver and the bronze.
Like that?
Select all those things. Select all together. Keep the shift holding, okay, so that it will move together. Now move it to the right. Okay. Now just you have to fix up the arrow. That's fine, okay? You can just do all the cosmetic fixes, whatever you get. Conceptually, did you get that? Always the decision box, only two arrows should come out of decision box.
Yes.
Okay? That's the overall story what I'm trying to tell you here. Because this is a decision box, so either it is yes or no. There is no maybe situation here if you are using a decision box.
If there's a maybe decision box, if there's a maybe in it, don't use a decision box. If there's a yes, no, and maybe?
If there has to be yes or no. If there is a maybe, then there is no decision box usage. Then you cannot use a decision box. Then it comes down to as a process. First of all, from the enhancement perspective, from the system perspective, if it's a maybe, that cannot be a requirement or that cannot be a confirmed process, right? So, can you say that, okay, whether maybe he will choose a gold, silver or bronze? No, it's not like that. Either of the options he has to choose. Or he won't choose anything, X number of reasons, and then the process ends for him. So he will just exit.
That makes sense.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Okay,
And then from the gold, silver, and bronze package, whichever one he chooses, either it'll be a yes, or and it goes to get a receipt for payment, and then it ends. Sorry. Oof. View. Set the page. And zoom. So then basically it'll be a yes, and it'll go to get receipt, payment, end, or
Hold on.
it'll be a okay.
You have two termination box, two exit box, right?
Yeah, the end here, there's a stop here, and there's a start.
Don't do that. Tell you how you have to do it. Okay, just go to the search option. Go to File, and okay, go back, and go to the Insert. I'm looking for the search window. Where exactly it is? Just hold on. There's a question. I have a question. Surya, just I'll take your question, okay? There has to be a search button. You see the small arrow just above on the left hand side? No, come down. No, up, go one, yeah, more shapes, or just click on quick shapes. Where exactly did it go? Why the window is not coming up? Okay, go there, and I won't know. That's why I wanted to search for it. Go to the flowchart. Hold on. I want to arrow. Click on quick shapes. Can you click on view? I want to see the tools on the left side. Go to design. No. Nope. Go to the go one by one. Okay, go to insert, then design. Is there a way you can elaborate on the left hand side and extend it?
Lever on the left hand side. Okay.
There you see all the symbols.
You're saying like this part where gold, silver, bronze, and then you have the decision and not enough labor and yes?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about go on the left side where you see all. I want to see that are here. Click on this, that icon. Click on that icon where you was. No, go on the left side. Yeah, click on that. Go to Visio Extras. There is a symbol called on page or off page reference. Okay, which is added part of this, and that's what I'm looking for, but it is not. Go to the flowchart, and click on basic flowchart shapes. Click there. And now scroll down on the right hand side. You see on the on left hand side there is a small arrow, kind of left. You see that moon? No. Okay, got it. Okay, hold on, got it. You see here on the top bottommost, same basics on page reference and off page reference. Now first go up and delete that exit button from your diagram.
Delete the exit button?
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Okay.
Now take a on, put it there. Okay. Now what this on page reference does, double click on this. Okay, this is just put it something like a, something A, and then come here, get receipt for payment over here. Double click on this and then write A or in the A and then write end. So what it is showing is that process A over here, what you see is the on-page reference. Okay, that A points to the end. This is what called as on-page reference. Okay, so let's assume your this A where you have a just written A, this is going to the page 2. Then what you can use is you can use off-page reference. Take that symbol, I'll tell you how that. Just take and copy it anywhere on your page. Yeah. Now you see it says that new page, which page you want to link up with. Let's say you say page 2. Then click OK. On page 2 you see that diagram is coming over there on the top. Off-page reference. That means whatever ends on that page, on the off-page diagram, that will continue on this page from here. So that's how you connect pages.
Oh, wow. That's nice. So you're saying that the diagrams for activity can go for like 20 pages?
Any diagram can go up to 20 pages. Your basic flowchart can also go. The business process model can go. Any diagram can go multiple pages.
Wow. And nobody does this activity diagram but the BAs. It could be a team of 1 or a team of 5 BAs doing this, but only BAs do this.
No, so if single BA is doing, then also the diagram can have a further and further extension, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do they relate? Because if you have to print out, how will you print out? You can't print like that, right? If the diagram is so big and also it won't be visible. So you have to break it down. It's in one page.
Amazing. Wow.
Okay, so yeah, so this is what exactly is your on page and the off connector.
So this is equivalent to having a link on a home page to get to off page reference, and this is for diagrams. Awesome. I didn't do the other two I was a little confused about the other two diagrams, but I have a little bit more clarity. I just got to do more research, but that's pretty much all for me. Thank you so much.
Okay. That's great. Okay, so anyone else, before we move on, let's take Surya's question for you.
I had a question though.
You forgot?
Yes, not the format, yes. Hi, it is Jay. The question is to Jay, and maybe you could help us,
Go on.
Hello, Jay. Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
Hi. Very good. Thank you. Very, very nice. Don't you think if we put a decision point in, look, go to car wash entrance, okay, there you just started there, right? And then in the second level, choose car wash type at car wash machine. That means choosing is a decision to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I need to learn and improve. Maybe I need to ask you and the teacher,
No, so the choosing is
question.
not a decision making. I'll tell you. It's a process. Just have yes or no, then it's a decision making. Okay? But what you have to choose from multiple options. Whenever it is multiple options, then it's not a yes or no.
Okay. All right then. I'm fine.
Take a regular plan versus old plan, then you can make it as a decision. But what we have here is more than 2 plans.
Okay, I'm fine. That's all.
So, any other question, guys? Okay, so if you guys do not have any question, then let's move on, and I'm going to thanks Jay. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Oh, hold on. There is Pratima who will go next. Great. We are having great audience. So Pratima, I'm going to make you a presenter and then we take it forward from there. Go on, Pratima. I'm going to unmute you and then we take it forward from there.
Okay.
Go on.
Oh. Well, I did the 3 diagrams, the use case, activity, and the sequence diagram, and this is from a small business manufacturing company, and he's the owner of the company who has access to most of the departments in the company, like access to store, sales, purchasing raw material, access to the product design or the blueprints. Then you have the confirmation of the completion of the product, and then test the product or the quality of the product.
Great. So these are all the actions that are performed by the manufacturing company, right?
Yeah, it's like a manufacturing company, and he's the owner who has access to everything. This is just a high level I've done.
Okay.
If I have to go, then I have to go to every part of it, which describes a lot. But I've just done a high level because sales has its own department where has the sales goes to different, like a hard sales, soft sales, different kinds of sales which we have. Sorry, this is my company. I'm just going through that company. So the different kinds of raw materials. So that's how the company owner has access to most of the departments in the company.
Great. Yeah, so this comes out to be pretty good, and for a small business, one way you have elaborated all the actions which can be performed by that particular entity.
I cannot hear you.
I said that in this particular diagram, you have elaborated all different type of activities, all different type of actions which will be performed by the manufacturing company, right?
Right.
And each one can be elaborated in detail.
Yes, it can be, yes.
Okay, so anyone, any questions for Pratibha? Okay, great. So let's see and move on what other things Pratima has to showcase. Go on, Pratima.
This is the activity diagram, and this is a start where the manufacturing company owner, he has access to the store, has a sales call. If he has a sales call, that is yes. If no, then we will follow up with the customer and then just close the account if there's not a sales call. If the customer is, okay, I don't want to buy a product right now, you just end that and close that account. If the customer agrees to buy a product, then you just ask for the blueprints. This is for the manufacturing company where the customer has to provide what kind of design he wants for the, for example, for the case goods. So what kind of designs he wants for the case goods. So he has to provide us the design. And according to that, then we buy the raw materials, and then the flow goes in the production. Then we ask the question if the production is in process, then we ask if the production is done. If it is done, then we go to test the product. Sorry, I missed the T there. Product testing. If no, if not, the product is not finished, to go back in the production still, in a loop. That's a loop there, unless the production is done. And then if the production is tested, everything is done, quality, then it goes to the logistics, which is going to be shipped out, and that's the end. And if it is no, it goes back to the raw materials where the product quality is not good. So we go back to the raw materials, purchase it, and start over the production again. Is this correct?
Yep. Great. This is something new. Good. Any questions for Pratima? Anyone? Okay. You are in good shape, Pratima. No questions.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I might need some help, so.
Okay, that's why I'm here.
Okay, this is the sequence diagram. This is already in process. The store axis is the company and it's a department. That's all just a simple I did. So it's a request to find if the sales has happened. That box is bigger just to show because the sales takes a long time for the customer to decide and to convert into that sales.
So is that the actual lifetime have you used?
What was it?
The symbol which you have used, is it the actual lifetime, the lifetime symbol have you used?
Yes, I didn't know what exactly which one to use. I just used the optional fragment and I just used that box there. I don't know what.
Lifeline? Actual lifeline.
This one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, hold on there. There is an actual lifeline and then there is an object lifeline. Okay, what is the difference between object lifeline or the actual lifeline? Okay, when you are talking about the actual lifeline, that is that person who is going to initiate the activity. Okay, on the other hand, if you are talking about the object lifeline, that could be something as a middleman where the object, this is from the system perspective, where the object gets initiated and gets disposed. Okay, it's not an actor, it's just the object as part of the process.
Oh, okay.
That's what the difference is. So the department is an actor or department is an object in this case? Anyone other than Pratima? Department is an actor or department is an object? Okay, we got some answer. Let's see. Asif thinks it's an object. Okay, Asif, I would ask you to explain me. In the meanwhile, I want to understand, okay, there is another question, Lavanya also department is an object, okay. So let's see Asif and Lavanya. Lavanya unmuted and Asif unmuted. Asif, go on. What is the reasoning why the department is a object?
Well, I think the department is object because the actor, he's having because he's dependent to the department to get the job done. So that's why I think that it's an object. So the actor can go to the department and he can come back to finish his life cycle or something like that.
Okay. Now let me ask Lavanya.
Yeah.
What is your call on this?
Yeah, the manufacturing company is the actor lifeline because manufacturing company is the initiator of the action. So the department is the object line and the manufacturing as the initiating manufacturing company is the actor lifeline.
Okay, so here manufacturing company is not an actor lifeline. Okay, manufacturing is just an activator. There is department is, department is an object lifeline, but you need to understand what is the actor lifeline. There could be a middleman, for example, think about it, okay. There is a middleman in between the manufacturing company and the manufacturing department. You can have that kind of a setting, right? You all agree to it?
Yes.
So let's assume there is a middleman. So anytime manufacturing company is an activator. On the other hand, your middle company will be your actor lifeline, because unless the manufacturing company gives an instruction to the middleman work doesn't start. So middleman doesn't become an actor unless, and its lifetime doesn't start unless the activator initiates it. So you don't necessarily have to use everything to make a notation about it. You just need to understand where, what to use. So in this case, your manufacturing company is the activator who is starting the work. On the other hand, your that department is your object lifeline. Okay. On the other hand, your actor, just take a mouse hover on the actor. Okay. It displays what exactly it does. Okay. No. Take it on the left hand side and just keep your mouse on top of activator. Don't click, just take it on top. Yeah, see, actor lifeline, what it represents, see, represent a particular that is external to the system. The vertical line represents a sequence of events that occurs during an interaction while time progresses down the line. Now click on the activation. All the symbols are self-explanatory. You just need to understand. See, appears on a lifeline represents the period when the participant is executing an operation. So the manufacturing company is the one which is executing all this entire operation, right? Now take it to the object plane. Try clicking here and there once or twice. Sometimes the office is sometimes very funny. Click on the activator again and then bring back to the object lifeline. Try clicking here and there.
Yeah, this one takes, oh, there we go.
Click again. Now click on the object lifeline. Great. Okay. Represents an object or component. The vertical line represents the sequence of events that occurs during an interaction while time progresses down. So the only difference between the actor and lifeline, the actor is an actor. On the other hand, the object is more about from the component perspective. That's what it says. So here also the department is more from the component perspective, right? It's not a working as an actor in this overall case. So this is how you are trying to, this is how you are going to distinguish that, okay, which symbol to use. So here your optional fragment is not going to be used. You should use the object lifeline.
Even here?
For the department.
Oh, okay.
Below that, all the fragment one which you have used, replace those by the object lifeline.
Oh, okay.
First take that out. Delete that. The back, yeah, that one delete it. Okay, now the lifetime object is not going to be that long. You have to reduce the length of that. Yes, reduce that. Yeah, take it to the up where that life ends. Till the response. Take the arrow up. No. Your life, that bottom dotted line, you see the dotted line should point to the response. That is the life of that particular object. Yeah, drag it from there and drop it down. You see the response?
Yes.
That long, yeah, that's it. Now merge the response with that. Yes, that's how it is. Okay.
Oh,
now
okay.
create another object, lifeline. First clear all the things from the right hand. Now put the object lifeline from blueprint. That's where it starts. Okay, the top arrow.
Yes.
And then point it. The top arrow should be pointing to the department. Okay, the top arrow should be there.
You mean this arrow?
The top arrow, merge it with, yeah, merge it with that. Merge it with that same arrow. Keep a single arrow from top to down. Okay, try to merge it. Now just expand that blue box. No. This is one object, right?
No, I'm trying to delete it.
Production and the response, that's one lifetime. So expand the blue box. Drag it down. Yes, drag it down till the response. That is the lifetime of that object, right?
Right. But okay, that's a raw material. That's different.
If that's different, then it ends. So then what is the response?
Right here. Yeah, this ends right here.
No, my question is, what is the response of a blueprint? You send the manufacturing company sends a blueprint, right?
Right.
Then what happens?
It sends to a department, then once the department agrees on that, they buy the material accordingly. What is the purpose of send a response back?
No, what I'm saying is there is a response to the blueprint, and the response is that blueprint approved, right?
Yes, yes.
Then there has to be a response, and that response should be the arrow back.
Right.
To the manufacturing company. Yes, like that. Enlarge the blue box little bit, the arrow will come right. Yeah, now do that. Now blueprint approved. Okay, now the raw material is altogether a different lifetime, or this is just a one lifetime?
The raw material is again different.
Raw material is a different.
Then, yeah, right, and once that is purchased, then production response that goes in one.
Okay, now here is the thing. How many of you can think this is a separate, and how many of you think this is a same object lifeline? Let me ask this. How many of you think that the object lifeline will be different for production? Hold on, don't change anything to the diagram. How many of you think the production lifeline should be separate from the blueprint lifeline? Okay, so nobody thinks that. Okay. There is a response.
It should be the same lifeline from the time they give the blueprint till the production is out. Am I right?
Oh, who is this? This is Lavanya?
Yeah, this is Lavanya.
So what you said, so hold on. The Gita said it should be separate. Okay, and what you say?
No, I'm just like, I'm not sure, but I think the lifeline should be the same from blueprints till the production, because from the time they receive the blueprint and only when the production is out of the department, the particular lifeline is over.
Okay, the answer to that question would be, you think about the industry. It all comes down to what kind of an industry, how the company is working. Okay, let's assume the company is working in a situation where they will not entertain any other blueprint unless the one which is outstanding or which is pending is going to get executed into the production. Okay, so they are not going to accept that. If that is the company situation, then you have to use one blueprint until the end of the process, because once you initiate the process, the same thing is going to be continued for the production and the production test until the closing. Okay. On the other hand, if your production is independent of your blueprint, let's assume and in January you submitted one blueprint, okay, and it is not yet approved till February. On the other hand, you submitted another blueprint in the December, but that got approved and now your production starts in Feb. So what will happen? Your blueprint have its own tenure, its own lifetime. On the other hand, your production have its own lifetime. So in that case, you will use a separate lifetime for the production and the other processes. Okay? But your production test, all these will be separate, because you can have multiple production cycles running. On the other hand, one could be another cycle is running. For one product, you are in production phase. On the other product, you are in the production test phase. So that could be multiple processes happening at the same time. If it is a small company, then you can't have multiple processes running at the same time. So then you have to use the same lifeline for all the processes. But here you can use it separate also. So you can use a separate object lifeline for each of the complete transaction, which is a production, then the response, then again product test, then the response. You can use it separate. Okay. So either way, both will work. It just depends upon the nature of the company, how they are operating. Go on.
All right. So you want me to put all this in this box and just link to this object line, right?
Yes, so moreover, that's what you are going to do. Okay?
Okay.
Any question for
So how
Pratima
do I
on
end
this?
this? After the logistics, that's the end, or I can just, how do I end this?
No, after
just
logistic, there is
just
nothing. Like the production test is done, then that's it, right?
Okay, yeah, logistics and done. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
See, the logistic doesn't go from the manufacturing to department, right?
It doesn't go to department. It has its own department as logistics.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So from there, then it goes to be shipped out.
Oh, okay, okay. So then it is a one way. Okay.
It's a one way, right? Oh, okay, that's what. So it just gets shipped out.
Yep. So then once it is shipped out, the manufacturing company needs to know that process is completed, right? So you can have a response back, just close all the accounts, right?
Oh, okay.
As a response back.
All right. Good.
Okay. Great.
Thank
Hold on,
you.
let me see if there is any question. If not, why is the line solid on the blue box? Where do you see? No, that she is going to fix, because once she takes that, there is an option when you double click on that, you will see that it's kind of again requested. So when you take a dotted line, it is an object. When you take a straight line, that is an actor. That's what the difference is. Okay. So you have to double click on that and then change it, or just right click on that. Just right click on this. Right click. Yeah, you see that there is a, hold on. There is something we'll say which is kind of a dotted line, or you can change that. Go to format shape. No, on the right hand side only, format shape. Click on that. Where did it go?
No.
You see all the shape style over here on the top? Yeah, just scroll down and see if you are able to see any dotted. Not there, right? Okay, come out of that place. There is a right click, there is an option. Where did it go? I have seen it. Right click on that arrow. Straight, curved, grouping. Just click on that line on the right side. No. See on the right side, format shape, something is coming. Yeah, click on that line. On the right hand side, you see it's already popped up.
This
on
one?
The right, no, on the right side. You see on the right side? Take a mouse on the right. Go right. No, don't go up. On the right. Yes, on that pane. On the right hand side. You see format shape? Where is your right panel? You have a left panel where you are seeing the shapes. On the right panel, you are seeing the format shapes. There are two options. And line. There are only two options coming. No, you are still in the center. Come down.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
Click on that line. Okay. See here it says solid line. Why it is not allowing it to change it? Go down a little bit, scroll down on the right hand side. Okay. Okay, so here's the thing, okay, when you have a dotted line, right? To box 1 to box 2, you can say for this object box lines. You can select it as no lines. See, you have it as no line. Yes, take no line. So the line disappears. Try deleting that line. Just the line. Yeah, just delete. Yeah, it disappears, right? So you don't need that line.
No.
Okay. So that's how you can play around. Okay, there are many more properties which you can use and you can play around. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so is there any question before I jump on to the next topic? The topic is pretty small, not a very big topic. So we should be able to finish it up. Should I jump on? Anyone have any question? Okay, so let's move on. And thanks, Pratima. So we are going to talk about today something new. And what is that new topic? The new topic we are going to talk about is BPM, Business Process Modeling. What exactly it is? Okay, what do we mean by business process modeling? How do we achieve it? That's what we are going to learn about over here. As the name says, business process modeling, okay? And this is something very effective, very efficient for the re-engineering process. Okay, what exactly it is? See, we know that process modeling means what? It's a enhancement. Whatever enhancement we are doing it, it all comes down to how to make that enhancement. Okay, how successful that enhancement would be. So if you read through, if you are aware of and you are looking for some certification perspective, okay, what are the work is done by the BA? BA captures the requirements, so they do the requirement management and also the requirement analysis, solution assessment and validation. They also handle the communication. They also participate from the business analysis and the planning perspective. On the other hand, they also work very closely with the project manager to make sure that the planning is done accurately, because all the things which are getting planned for the project with the help of business analyst, because the business analyst is working very closely with the stakeholders. And accordingly, the operational design or any design is developed, and that design gets enforced as part of the technical solution. So that is the overall cycle how any business requirement has to go through with the help of a business analyst. Now comes down to that how BPM works, okay, what exactly it is, okay. Even though the name stands little differently, there is no predefined rule for a business process modeling. There is no rule for it, okay. So always try to remember, business process modeling is nothing but how to design a process so that you can have a maximum reusability. Okay, that's what it is. So let's assume today you have designed one page, okay, and you are trying to think about a process, think about a way how you can enhance that particular page. So let's assume that, okay, you designed one page over here. Let's take from here only, okay. So this is one page, okay. Now, you have a form which you designed, okay. On day one, this is what you did. Now on day two, you are trying to understand that, okay, how you can discover a new way. You are trying to find a new way to redesign this, remodel this particular page, okay. So what you will do, you will first analyze that, okay, if I am remodel this, what are the different ways you can remodel it. So that analysis you will do. Once, let's say, your analysis is done, then you are going to redesign this page again, considering that, let's say, there are 3 places same information is getting used in the same format. So you can design an object which is going to be used at 3 different ways, but your core enhancement is not changing. Okay, so it's kind of a reusability. Think about it. You are trying to build an apartment. Okay, you are trying to build a So you know there will be minor changes each and every unit will have. Okay, some unit will have the closet on the left, someone will have a closet on the right. But that's not going to impact the blueprint which you have designed. So that's what is your business process modeling. How to create a system, how to design a model which is going to satisfy the maximum need of the work, and you don't have to redo that again and again, but at the same time you have a very efficient model, okay, which allows reusability. That is what your business process model is. Okay, so think about it. If you are working on a very large project and you know there is a repetition of work on a different module, same work but each module has to implement that. So you can design something where you are going to reuse one module again and again, whether it's a very tiny module or whether it's a big module. That's what comes down to your business process model. So let's say if you have to design, so far we have talked about activity diagram, sequence diagram, okay, and all the small parts. But think about it, okay. Somebody took an example of a hospital, somebody took an example of a bank. Let's assume if we have to showcase the entire bank process flow, how you are going to do it? Are you going to use activity diagram? Are you going to use sequence diagram? Or are you going to use the business process modeling? You are going to use a business process modeling because that business process model will, on a high level, elaborate the entire process of your Bank of America or the banking institution which you are trying to showcase. That will elaborate everything, and that everything is your business process model. That will have the reusable object as well as standalone object. So if you search for a business process model design, you will find there is no difference between the activity diagram and what you call it as a business process model. It's just, or cross-functional design. Cross-functional design also is sometimes called as a business process model. It just depends that how effective and how enhanced the model is and how bigger requirement you are trying to showcase. That's what the business process model is. Okay, now raise your question. This was a very tiny topic, that's why I was waiting for towards the end of the session. Now raise your question, guys. See, this is not even nice to have, this is not even must have. Business process modeling, what exactly it is, nobody asks all these questions these days, okay? But since this was part of your curriculum, so I just wanted to give you an overview, but this is no longer a very hot topic. I am not finding it that it's very popular. Need a visual example. Okay. Let's design it. Okay. Let's take it. Oh, I dropped my phone. Okay. Think about it. Okay. I don't have a Visio on my machine, so I'm going to just showcase on a very simple way, which will elaborate. So, think about it. Who was explaining the, hold on. Pratibha, I'm making you a presenter, okay? Can you just share your activity diagram? Pratima? Okay. Okay, go to the more shapes or go to file new. Yeah, go to file new or just add new page and then we take it so that your existing page doesn't get closed. Okay. Take a new page. Just go back and take a new page on the same document. Go back. Add a new page. Okay. Now go to file new. It's just type here. Okay. You see, go down. There is a BPM something you will find. Scroll down. There is, where it is. No, not brainstorm. Yeah, here, the green one, BPMN diagram. Click on that. BPMN diagram. One thing which is a key about BPM is, no, click on the BPMN diagram. Go down. It's a green diagram. Go down. Go down. Scroll it down. It was right there. Right. Yeah, that one. This one. Yeah. See, always remember your BPMN diagram is always about regular enhancement, recurring enhancement. It's not about that, okay, you created a project, you did one changes and you are done. It's something like an ongoing changes, okay? That's where comes as a process improvement. And when comes down to a process improvement, that's where you use BPM. So that is the key about your BPM. Okay, so let's start it off. Now take the same example, okay, which you did for the manufacturing store, and try to draw it, what design comes out, just check. Think about it, okay? Think from, hold on, think from the company perspective where she dispatched the order, okay? And then she is closing her diagram. So what happens once the order arrives, okay? So there is a start event, take a start event. Now say that order received. No, just type on the start event, just say order received. That is the first part of it. Yeah. Okay, now take, let me see, intermediate event, collapse. Take this collapse sub-process. Yeah, that one, take it. Yeah, type it. What happens once the shipment is received, what they do? They try to check if everything is right or not, right? That is the process. So just validate merchandise or validate order. That's what you or me or anyone does, okay? The first thing what they do is they check the order, because that order has just arrived. To make sure that a order is right or not, you need to check that order. Okay. Now, once you have received that, okay, what is the order, what was the order received, and what you are seeing it, whether you have the capacity to deliver that order or not. That is the next thing, okay? So let's check. Put the decision box. Put the decision box. Now just say that the decision box here is capable to deliver order, yes, capable to deliver order, no. That is what it is. So on a high level, okay, you can go ahead and you can design this overall order management over here, okay. You can do it using the activity diagram also. Now, there is another process. Now hold on, okay, Pratima. So this is one part of your BPM. This is just one tiny piece of your BPM. Now on the other hand, when you click, just go to validate order, okay, click over there on validate order. Now you click on that plus sign. Click on the plus sign. Now go to the flow chart, go to the shapes, more shapes. Go to the more shapes. And there is a flow chart. Go to basic flow chart. Yeah, go to basic flow chart. Take a off page reference. Off page, not on page, off page. Off page reference. And point it with the order, validate order. Point it with the validate order. No, keep it on the right or left, not in the same row. Just keep it on the left or right, yeah. Keep it. Now, right here, the create new page. Page 5, for example. Okay, click OK. Now, here, double click on this and write validate order. Now see what is happening here, that when you have a process, this is a BPN diagram which you are creating, and this BPN can have n number of extensions. What it means that, okay, the order, validate order is altogether separate process which you have to break down in detail, and that detail could be any other design. That detail could be cross-functional design. Okay, go to the page 5. Double click on that, it will take you page 5. Okay, now here, click on more shapes and go to flowchart. Do you see cross-functional design here? Yes, click on that. Take a separator one. Yeah, take that. Draw it here. Click. Just drop it. Take a swim lane, vertical. It's not accepting it. Yeah, take that. Okay. Now you just need to connect this particular connector with this. So the title is validate order, because this is the cross-functional validation you are going to create for a validate order. So validate order you are going to elaborate further using the cross-functional diagram. In that, validation can happen from the time that it was ordered. So maybe you have a customer service as one department. Okay, then another department could be something else. So across the area you are going to have a validation process done. So what you are doing is you are trying to create a diagram. Okay, you are trying to create an overall business process which is going to go through multiple phases. Okay, and that will end of the day, it could be mix and merge of all different type of diagrams. Okay, that's what it is. Jack, did you get that? Maybe it will showcase that, okay, what exactly is your client or the server architecture, how all the computers are set up, how your training room is functioning, how that, let's assume how your HR department is working. All these things can be incorporated as part of the business process modeling. That's what it is. Did you get that? Yes, it is. See, as I said, these type of things are for ongoing progress. Okay, these type of things are for ongoing progress in the sense that you keep changing that enhancement to the system. So products, how the products are getting enhanced and enhanced. Yeah, it's not for the small project. It's for the ongoing project. Let's assume that whatever software Walmart is using it. Okay, so Walmart keep changing the system. Changing the functionality because of more and more issues they are finding it or whatever it is. Okay, so it's a recurring enhancement. That's what it is, and it happens only with the product companies. The companies which have some kind of a product. No, we are not converting to what is there. We are not converting to what is there in the diagram. No, it's not like that. It is the recurring process. It is about the future enhancement, how you will enhance or improve your process. That's what it is. Okay? Okay. So guys, that's it pretty much. And just make sure every time you check your homework folder. If possible, check it daily because I'll be putting some homework. Okay, and we are already 2 minutes we have in our hand. Okay, and now the another thing is I would like to get the feedback from all of you, and that's my humble request that if you really appreciate my work, then you will provide your feedback to me. So I'll drop a link in the shared drive. So if you guys can give the feedback before the next class, that would be great. If not, we will see. But that's it pretty much for today's class. So keep an eye on the shared drive, what extra to come over there. And whoever have not completed the homework, that's my humble request to please complete your homework. That is for your own good. Okay. So moreover, we may have 2 more classes. Okay, not more than that. Most of the topics are covered. Now I just need to discuss more about the few topics and then the mock-up interview, the resume questions and all those things. Okay? You all set? Okay, let me just quickly check. Thank you, Surya. I really appreciate your kind word, really I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. And as I said, please, your feedback is very precious to me, okay? So I would really appreciate, 8 of you are today in the class, so at least you know. So before the next class, I should see 8 reviews, right? So I would take it in that way. If you really enjoyed my class, you will not hesitate to give the feedback, okay? But I will see. Thanks, guys. Just kidding. Have a good one. Bye.